This video begins with Jimmy standing in front of a massive stage filled with hundreds of people chanting as bright spotlights sweep across the crowd. He looks at the camera and says, "Would you risk public humiliation for $100,000? The crowd goes wild, and the camera cuts to 3 contestants, each blindfolded on stage, as Jimmy says, "These 3 people have agreed to face the most embarrassing challenges we could come up with. If they survive the humiliation, they walk away with $100,000. If they give up even once they go home with nothing, the contestants take off their blindfolds and realize they're standing in front of a live audience of thousands, while cameras broadcast everything onto a giant screen above them. The first challenge is called the secret reveal. Jimmy holds up an envelope and says, "Inside this envelope is one of your most embarrassing secrets that your best friend told us about. To keep the $100,000, you must stand here while the crowd reads it out loud." One of the contestants laughs nervously. Another covers their face, and the third looks frozen. Jimmy signals the crowd, and the big screen flashes a secret about a childhood accident. The crowd gasps, then bursts into laughter. Jimmy shouts, "That's one down, only 4 humiliations left." The contestant keeps standing there red-faced but refuses to quit. Jimmy hands them $10,000 in cash and says, "That's courage right there." Next up, the second contestant faces a challenge called the Roast Gauntlet. Jimmy announces, "This crowd has been given your social media posts from the last 10 years, and now they get 2 minutes to roast you live on stage." The giant screen fills with old, awkward photos. The crowd chants, "Roast, roast, roast." Jimmy laughs uncontrollably as the audience delivers brutal but funny jokes. The contestant's face turns bright red, but they keep smiling through the embarrassment. Jimmy yells, "That's what I'm talking about. You just earned another 20 grand. For the third challenge, Jimmy says, "All right, this next one will test who can laugh at themselves. Take off your shoes and step into this glass box." The box lowers from the ceiling and fills with pink slime as speakers blast cringy clips from their past auditions and school performances. The crowd loses it, chanting, "Slime, slime, slime." The contestant tries to laugh, but the slime splashes over their face. Jimmy shouts, "That's $30,000 worth of humiliation right there. You're moving on." The next challenge is called the singing confession. Jimmy explains, "You must sing a song about your most embarrassing life moment in front of the entire audience." A live band starts playing. The contestant hesitates, but then starts singing a silly improvised song about a breakup and accidentally crying in a grocery store. The crowd joins in, clapping and chanting. The moment goes viral on the spot. Jimmy says, "That right there is the spirit of owning your embarrassment. You now have $50,000. Finally, Jimmy walks up to the last contestant and says, "This final challenge is called the Hall of Shame, and it will decide if you walk away with $100,000. In front of you is a 10-foot runway lined with cheering fans. You must walk down this runway wearing an outfit designed entirely by your friends, and it's been kept a secret until now." The curtain opens, revealing the most ridiculous costume ever, a giant baby onesie with a pacifier necklace. The audience goes wild, laughing as music blasts. The contestant hesitates, takes a deep breath, then struts down the runway dancing. And waving, Jimmy screams, "That's what I'm talking about. This is the most confident person alive." The crowd chants their name as confetti explodes from the ceiling. Jimmy grabs the microphone and says, "You just survived the ultimate public humiliation challenge and won $100,000. How do you feel?" The contestant says, "I feel free. I faced everything I was scared of, and I'm walking out stronger." Jimmy laughs and says, "That's what this challenge is about. It's not just about money. It's about facing fear in front of everyone and still standing tall." The video ends with Jimmy turning to the camera saying, "Would you risk public humiliation for $100,000? Let me know in the comments who you think handled it best, and subscribe because the next challenge might be even more embarrassing." The crowd cheers as the camera pans over the confetti-covered stage with the words, "Courage beats shame," flashing on the screen.